This is the Hardball Gets AFL show. My name is Nick Wren, joined by Xavier Ellis and Ryan Daniels. Here's the mailbag.
Yes, and this episode is brought to you by Woodside Energy, a proud major sponsor of the Fremantle Football Club, supporting local footy from grassroots to greatness. Straight in we go. This is Luke. Hey, X. Hope your Freo mates are filled with joy while you drown in your sadness. And
there was only one thing that was filled.
Oh, don't so much.
My pockets.
But this is why he does it. Because if they lose, he's happy.
I don't earn anywhere near enough money to be throwing $100 on the Dockers every week.
And if they win, he's happy.
No.
He can say,
it's like what people do when they don't tip their own team. You know, like,
just in case.
That's baloney. I tell you, I was down at the Scarborough Sporty and I actually grabbed the TV, got the laptop out, and put on the big screen, the Wharfie Time production they put on the big screen.
Oh, yeah, you got
with the boat going through the water. And the boat.
2 minutes to go, you hit it.
No, it just randomly pops up Wharfie Time.
Rocco, Tom Lynch set out the season after elective surgery 6 weeks before the end of the season. Took Miller told him to clear out his locker and right off. What to beat that? Suns players to leave. Josh Caddy, Dion Prestia, Jager O'Meara, Charlie Dixon, Harley Bennell, Tom Lynch, Gary Ablett, Stephen May, Jack Scrimshaw, Aaron Hall, Jack Martin, Isaac Rankin, Jack Lukosius. Suns shift strategy because they keep losing players into state, spend $2 million of sponsors' money on the academy. Rest of AFL, no, you can't do it like that. Get f***ed. You guys need to look around at the other sooks who you're agreeing with. I think he's a Suns man.
I think who are you agreeing with? We like the Suns.
Rocco's pissed.
No, mate, I reckon the Suns should just get whatever they want.
Yeah,
because they won't make the finals this year.
I think I said that both things can be true. They can be a Nepo baby, but also be a hard-working Nepo baby.
Correct. As we said, a lot of my mates have taken Dad's businesses and still done a good job.
This is Luke on a voice message.
Hey guys, Luke here, no longer Jacob anymore. Just wondering, are Ruckman back? Just noticed on the weekend some real good performances, particularly from Sean Darcy with his 1 kick and 2 handballs and 64% tog. And then also wanted to shout out Brodie Grundy for his performance. I heard Matthew Nicks was really getting worried at halftime that Grundy was getting off the chain, considering the Crows are only up by 10 goals, but Grundy was getting all those hit outs, so they were a bit worried, but they clamped him down and then the Crows got the win, so cheers.
I love him. He has the exact same opinion I have on that situation.
Jacob or Luke, whoever it is. Do you always notice that he's in the background, he's typing or something? There's something going on in the background. I don't know what he's doing.
He's watching highlights of some big Ruckman.
Saxon, was 2024 Sydney even real, or did we all collectively imagine that it happened? Hard to believe, isn't it?
Momentum's an amazing thing too, when you're in sync.
Marco, need to hear Ryan's actual version of events, re the backstabbing on the M's.
Oh yes.
That's a bit to unpack here.
Yes. You got backstabbed.
I wouldn't call it that.
Would you call it it's a knifing? It's a Stevie Johnson. You've been Stevie J. He got knifed by himself.
Apparently by himself. No, so look, I've joined the Sunday Rub this year.
Yeah.
And I think I've said it on here. It's very difficult to join a show when everyone else is in one place and you're in the other side.
Don't give me the diplomatic response here,
I'm just giving you some background.
Yeah.
And particularly a show that's based around, a bit of humour and a bit of frivolity and long-term relationships and all of these things.
I think we call it.
Bants, great bants. So coming into that, environment can be a hard thing to do. Right. So, there's probably been moments where we're all sitting there going, are we getting this right? Is it working? That sort of thing. Brownie. So Nathan Brown posted in the WhatsApp.
Not knowing you were in there. You'd been in there for 10 days, am I right?
I thought he did it on purpose as a joke. Because he wrote in there and basically said, hey guys, great show, yada, yada, yada. Thought Mitch Cleary in the studio was excellent. And then he said something along the lines of, are we all in agreement this is a better way to go? I'll call Ewan. And then
Ewan being the head of footy.
Ewan's the head of footy. I've seen it. I've had a laugh. I laughed. I put the laughing
emoji.
But then it got deleted really quickly. And then I definitely saw it. And then no one else responded.
No. They were definitely texting each other though.
There's another group.
So I thought he did it because we had a bit of a running gag.
Yeah.
Daisy did it the week before. He wrote something and then deleted it. So I thought, this is just Brownie.
The boys.
Just
the boys.
Having a laugh. But then I'm not so sure it was a joke. I can't work it out.
Yeah.
I'm not offended either way.
Slightly.
It's not. He's not wrong though. It is hard doing it from another state.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So being in the studio would be far better.
Yeah.
And particularly when you just got that timing.
Yeah.
It's not being in here. And when we do one when one of us is on Zoom,
shit.
it's kind of shit. So there's no. I wouldn't call it backstabbing. But there's probably some conversations to be had. I like doing it. It's a bit of fun.
Has Brownie rung you?
No. No, but
Radio silence.
I don't really give a stuff whether I do it or not. Ewan called me and asked me to do it, so I said, "Yeah, mate, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll jump in late." But we'll see where it goes.
We got
I don't know.
our second or third enemy of the pod now.
Honestly, I'm not fussed in the slightest. I said that before.
Brownie fights.
Does he?
He's a fight.
Brownie boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we're not going to fight.
He beat Kane, didn't he?
So yeah, he belted Kane.
Did he?
Bounced his head.
How's Kane having a week off?
What's he having a week off for?
Just having a week off.
So I feel as though, so Tom Morris, you reckon you'd get through?
I'm not fighting anybody.
I feel like we're fighting.
Yeah,
We're not fighting anyone. And if we are, we're doing it as a team.
No, I'm not fighting anyone.
I'll fight. My head's all titanium.
All right, Jacob. Sydney is linked with Jamara, but so are many clubs. They should be going much harder at a ready-made key forward. McLean's VFL at best. Amati's second fiddle. Not even Hamlin can quite believe he's still getting a game. Charlie Gardner must put his chef's hat on, whip up some meat pies, and sit the big kahuna down in front of a $1.5 million per year contract. Well, the Kahuna's contracted
To like 7 years or
a
something.
long way, but he's probably not on 1.5.
No, he wouldn't be
He
far
might
off
be able
though,
to
the
turn
back
his
end,
head.
though.
He might be able to turn. Yeah, he'd probably be rising in there, and they'll redo it as well because they know he's important. You're not
He's had
getting.
a quiet couple of weeks though. The big
He has, yeah. You're
Yeah,
not getting.
goals, goal-wise.
It's been wet too.
Paddy Voss
But it's
is
been bucketed
no,
up.
haven't found an excuse for Paddy Voss.
Yeah, Paddy's different.
The man with the big chest.
He's different. Aaron, after the weekend, would you still think about trading Harley to Richmond and letting Oscar go? Currently, Richmond holds North's first-round pick, number 2, along with their own pick, number 3. If the Tigers are keen on Harley, would the Eagles consider trading Harley Reid in exchange for picks 2 and 3? That deal would leave the Eagles with an incredible draft hand.
1, 2,
pick
3,
1,
4.
pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, and pick 13, which is the Hawks pick. 5 picks inside the first round could fast-track a mini rebuild and add serious young talent to support their next premiership push.
I don't have an opinion on that.
Yeah. He says nodding
My
viciously.
only concern is that this draft isn't the draft to do it. And I said this before. I would almost
I think
rather.
in the first 5, you'll
I'd almost rather
Yeah.
you're getting a couple next year.
Yeah,
and a
well,
couple
you want
this
to
year.
negotiate that. I get that.
it just-
But also, they're going to be shit next year anyway. So you're going to be at the top end of the draft anyway.
Yeah, but
you
I want
gotta- you
another
can go
pick
again.
next year. I'd take at least one of those and spin it forward if I could. Angus, is Adam Uze's coaching being underappreciated? I think it is.
I think we spoke about that.
I think he's been really good. We've given him credit.
Yeah.
CFF, lads, it's the time of year managers are pulling every lever to get their guys pay rises or extensions, and it seems like 20 big names are moving this year before inevitably Trade Radio fills 8 hours of airspace talking about Harry Sharp's move to the Demons. All right. So now, ironically, he wants us to do this. Who's staying, who's leaving? All right. Quick answers.
Right.
Oscar Allen,
Leaving.
leaving. Harley Reid,
Staying.
staying.
Yeah, I agree.
Zach Butters,
Leaving next year.
so stays this year,
Stays
leaves
this
in the
year,
year. I agree. Jamari Ugle-Hagan, leaving.
Gone.
Cosy Pickett, leaving.
Gone.
Leaving.
Luke Jackson, staying.
Staying.
Full 50-50.
Sean Darcy, Ryan can abstain to maintain platinum tent status if needed. No, I'm happy to say I think he'll go.
One or the other. Jackson or Darcy.
Darcy
One or
will
the
leave,
other.
yeah.
James Warple.
Staying.
Sounds like he's not being given
No.
a great contract, though. Wangan Miller,
Staying.
Stay.
go.
Go!
You think he's going to
I
the
think,
Crows?
I think the Crows are very interested.
Didn't
Very,
St
very
Kilda would
interested.
have that much
backing
cash.
a truck up.
Wow.
Backing a truck up,
But
interested.
then St
It's-
Kilda's
it's-
cash, they
Matt-
have got to have cash somewhere.
Matt Rao, stay.
Stay.
Gone.
Really? Tom DeConing, gone.
Gone.
Darcy Cameron, stay.
Stay.
Sam Walsh, stay.
Stay.
That's it. Matty Chapman, can we have a goal assist of the year and can Rochelle be the first nominee? Yes.
Yeah.
James, voice message.
G'day lads, long time, first time voice message here. Just thinking that we need to round out the nicknames for all 3 of you guys. So we've got Big Pepsi and Big Chuff. Both of those are great, but obviously there's one missing.
Oh, no.
We know there's a tent that Rhino's been living in recently. So I'd like to just throw it out there. Big Canvas.
Big canvas. 'Cause it's a
Big
tent.
canvas.
Like a tent. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
canvas.
The
Yeah.
canvas.
Canvas.
Oh, I thought it was campus. Is
No,
it
like
campus or
canvas.
canvas, Josh?
Like a canvas tent.
Yeah, canvas.
Yeah,
Oh,
V.
the big
V,
canvas.
The big canvas.
Yeah, not a big camper.
I did when because, the week before when West Coast beat St Kilda, I put out a nice tweet. I said, impressive win, yada, yada, yada. And I did the same for Fremantle because that was an impressive win. I reckon 30 blokes hit me with a tent emoji.
Oh, I don't know why you tweet those.
I only do it when I think it's actually a
Yeah, but why?
super
He's got to stay in the
It's
conversation,
just
mate.
such a jerk off.
When people
Is it?
are,
No,
credit
like-
where it's due.
Oh, well done. Well played.
hold on
No
a
one
minute.
cares,
No,
mate.
so you want journos to just be whingy. Oh, someone's going to get
This
sacked.
sucks.
Oh, someone needs to get dropped. You can actually say
No,
nice
no,
things.
no.
You can actually say nice things.
That's a journo's opinion. I don't want that. I want the fact.
Well, the facts
Fact
was
is
that
it's
it
a
was a
good
good win.
Ah, loser.
Big canvas.
Brownie's right.
Esky. Can't wait for Null to play his 200th game after being picked up in the mid-season draft.
Won't get there.
The episode when Big Pepsi is eating the arse out of a rotten crab should be a cracker. He's actually sent in, which I can only assume
He's a rotten crab.
is an AI picture of, it's not Zave, but it's not a mile off, eating a crab. That's you. That's you
good.
if you don't keep going to the saunas. That's what
Yeah.
I'd tell you what
Sweat
though,
it out.
Marrick's going to slow, I reckon, to his charge to 200.
Well, yeah, he did get subbed, didn't he? Rob, when does Mitch Cleary take over the 2-minute warning? Being cheeky, Rhino is the man.
That is a theme.
It's good. Sharvy, hey,
Would you beat Mitch Cleary in a fight?
I like Mitch. I wouldn't fight Mitch.
Even if you had to.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course. Hey, fella, Sharvy.
I don't know why I like doing this.
You just want me to actually fight someone.
Well, until the day you find
Hey,
someone.
fellas, ignore the email address. This is Sharvy Tupias here. I was nervous reading that out. Wanted to give Nick a test on being able to name the highest club-leading goal scorers from each team that still exist. Continued on the next page. Also wanted to ask the rest of the panel where the cutoff is on a record that probably won't ever be beaten. It's just off Wikipedia, so some of the goal numbers might be off for any of the blokes that the list is still playing. That's your OnlyFans, hint. What? I don't know what that means.
So wait, what was he saying? Like the leading goal kicker of all time
all
at
time.
each club?
Okay. Adelaide. You don't have to give me the number.
I reckon we should almost try and do this together.
Okay, well, you too, because I've got the list.
Yeah.
Well, Adelaide would be...
Let him do it first.
One of Modra or Tex, wouldn't it?
I'd say Tex.
It's Tex. Do you want to give me a rough number?
570.
Yeah, I don't do numbers.
659 at the moment.
Yeah.
Brisbane Lions.
Brisbane Lions, not like we're not counting Fitzroy and the Bears here.
Brisbane Lions.
Or is that Brownie?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Goals, roughly?
Oh, he got
600.
6. Yeah,
594. Carlton.
Of all time at Carlton.
All
Yes,
time. Yes,
mate,
that's the
the thing.
It's all time for everyone.
Okay, well, this is where I'm getting a little bit... Because, mate, I was born and raised in Queensland. Footy didn't
Look at
exist
him,
until 98.
shush, look at him starting to stumble.
Well, let's go Stephen Kernahan.
You just gave him that one. Don't
What?
give him to him.
Sorry.
Let him drown over there.
Yeah.
No, he did too. I
Collingwood.
didn't catch that. Collingwood, is that like Gordon Coventry?
It'd be Coventry.
Yes. You're doing well. He's doing well.
very well.
Essendon.
Essendon would be... Matty Lloyd.
Yes. Footscray / Western Bulldogs. You won't get this. WA.
Western Bulldogs. It is...
Is it?
What's his name? Is it Georgiade? No.
No. Is it Beasley?
No, it's not Georgiades.
Not
it
Mick
Beasley?
Georgiade.
It is Beasley. Don't give him to
I
him.
but
could've-
we're doing it-
I
he wasn't
Simon
gonna get it.
Beasley.
We're
I was
gonna
never
get
going to get
Beasley.
Simon
Okay.
Beasley.
Fremantle.
Matthew
Snoz.
Pavlich.
Yeah, 700 goals. Geelong.
Geelong all time
Oh,
is Gary Ablett.
No way.
No, it's Gary
Dick Wade?
Well, he says it's Gary Ablett Senior. I thought it was Wade, but then I think it's not, is it?
Yeah, maybe not. Who was I thinking? Wade.
Doug Wade.
Doug Wade.
Gold Coast.
Gold Coast. Oh, Jesus.
He's still playing. Is your hint?
He's,
Is he playing another club?
yeah, Tom. Is it Tom Lynch?
Yes. Greater Western Sydney.
Is it Israel Folau?
Yeah.
Jeremy
yes.
Cameron.
Yes. Hawthorn. Easy.
Jason Dunstall.
Melbourne.
That wasn't as easy as what you thought.
It should
I was
be.
thinking about the Tasmanian fella.
Melbourne.
Hudson.
Melbourne.
Is Gary Lyon?
No.
No, Gary didn't kick his means.
Fred Fanning?
No, that was one game.
Looked like a Neats or someone.
Yeah, it was neat. North Melbourne.
Oh, the Duck?
You're doing way better at this. It's not as funny when he's good.
Yeah.
Port Adelaide.
Port Adelaide would be Treadray.
Jesus. Richmond.
Richmond
You won't
would
get
be... It's not.
Not Richmond.
Someone's keep more than Richo.
It's not Richmond.
Is it a flying... Who's a flying number 4 fella?
Dustin Martin.
No, not Dustin Martin. The one, the bloke...
Bartlett.
No, the bloke who jumped on everyone's heads. What was his name?
Oh.
Are you thinking Jezelenko at Carlton?
No.
Nah.
This is like flying, and he wore number 4, and he might have been
Captain.
from Tasmania.
Nah, who?
Jack Titus.
No,
Oh,
I wasn't
yeah.
got that.
South
Sorry.
Melbourne / Sydney.
No, Barry Round.
Bob Pratt. And St Kilda.
The plugger.
Yes. And West Coast.
West Coast
You know
is Josh
that.
Kennedy.
Yeah. That was boring.
Well done, Rennie. That was good, mate.
Callum.
Well done.
All right, Callum. Quick for Nick. Name the players involved in the game-winning play for West Coast during the 2018 Grand Final. Go.
That one went to McGovern.
Yep.
Yeah.
Vardy.
Yes.
Liam Ryan.
Yeah.
Yes.
Was Willie technically involved?
No.
No.
He was a big shepherd.
Well, you can
Sheed.
include him. Go on.
Am I missing one?
He's done
Or was
it
it the
again.
4?
Why don't you turn into Rain Man? Hamish, does
go.
West Coast need to flex its number one pick in the preseason draft? Effectively, any out-of-contract non-free agent can be selected. Lekalia, front-loaded contract. Force GWS to take a 4th-round pick or he walks to the preseason draft. Thoughts? We've never really seen it since Luke Ball to Collingwood. Well,
But Luke Ball was in the draft. Yeah.
it doesn't
But
really
also,
happen, though.
the Luke Ball situation's changed too. You know, they did the contract thing.
Yeah,
signed for
true.
X amount.
Or was he
Signed-
technically delisted as well?
No,
'Cause
but
now
I
that
think
all those rules have
he put a
changed.
figure on his head that no one was going to pay, and then the second and third year.
But
it was
I
too
mean,
high.
like, everything's changed.
But
So
this
if
is
you're
like we were
delisted, you can
talking
just
about
walk.
being a dickhead at the draft.
Just be dickheads.
Be a dickhead with everything.
100%.
Just be a dickhead. Declan, it's 2034. North has finally made a grand final. Callum Dawson has won the Brownlow in the lead-up in the same year, as well as being the best on in the prelim in his 199th game. Unfortunately, the poor bloke has to retire before the grand final because he doesn't want Zabe to eat his ass. Did you listen to Fridays?
Yeah, it is.
So context. I tried to say that there's a player on every mid-season draft that is capable of playing 200 games. Zabe disagreed and said he would eat the ass out of a crab.
But it wasn't
I
quite that
misheard it.
well articulated.
I misheard
You
it.
missed the crab
I thought
part.
He meant he would eat the ass out of the player. Hence the Gallon Dawson.
The Richmond guy I was thinking about was Royce Hart.
Yes, okay. Scarpsy.
Currently watching the pre-game for Gold Coast versus Fremantle. I'm thinking Fremantle, I'm going to try and play that Stanley Blitzarves role where Jackson will obviously be the starting ruck, but then when he becomes a midfielder, Darcy will be that back defensive interceptor and, half forward rolls up to Jackson's man who then takes the ruck. But very interesting, boys. Time will tell.
We got a pre-game.
It's not a
call.
bad thought.
Who was the half-back interceptor?
He's talking about how
Darcy.
Blitzarves and Stanley do their thing at Geelong.
Yeah.
That's not a bad way to look at it.
Well, one can run.
Jackson can run.
No, sorry.
Yeah, he's the one.
Stanley can run.
Ghost of Jimmy Jess. Good evening, hard ballers. In light of Bailey Smith's nosebag comments, can Zave offer an insight into marching powder misuse by players? What percentage on club lists would be using it occasionally? Honest answers only, please. Cheers without nose beers. Ghost of Jimmy Jess.
I never played a game without being fried on cocaine.
Sorry.
It's 110%.
Not one game for 11 years.
Wow.
2008, you hadn't slept in 3 weeks.
I hadn't slept. Funnily enough, I hadn't slept a great deal because we got absolutely smacked after the prelim.
So, legitimately though, what percentage would you say would dabble in the nose beers?
The cocaine? I couldn't. Actually,
Half?
No, I'd say less. I'd say
I
less.
don't think it's much less.
Are you talking about in season or like at any
I
time?
think you means consistently.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say consistent.
25%.
Maybe 25%.
Pretty safe number.
Yeah, it could be.
Ned, hey boys, any danger of actually talking about the footy in the Freo segments? In the last 2 weeks, they've won an Engie for the first time ever and actually played football in the wet for the first time in my life. And all we get is Jackson and Darcy talk. Fair. We have been pushing that.
But that's
little
the footy.
conversation. Well, yes.
Is that not
I
the
think we
footy?
talked
Okay, here
about
we go.
Jackson and Darcy yesterday too.
Fremantle won in the wet.
We did the Jordan Clark thing.
Yeah, we did Jordan
You know?
Clark.
Hey, I'm just talking about.
No, hey.
Oh,
They
sorry.
won in the wet.
Ned's just giving us some feedback. All right. I know you're angry about Freo winning. Just move on.
I've won.
Pockets of line.
The most successful team I've collected on this year is Freo.
Tyler, hey boys, please explain to me again how the Harley umpire tax isn't a thing. Case in point, from the Geelong game on Sunday night, the 50-metre penalty in the last minute. Any other player gets told to come back or stand, but when it's Harley, the ump couldn't blow his whistle fast enough
That
for
was
the 50.
50.
Everyone in the media keeps dismissing it and driving Eagles fans irate at the moment. Keep up the great work, gents. Your pods help me get through the next week.
Oh, good man.
No,
I
but-
appreciate
beautiful,
it.
mate.
but
That was definitely
Yeah,
50.
it was 50, but he's right. How many times do
Well,
the
but
umps go,
you make your own
back,
better
50,
beer.
back five?
Yeah.
Hey, James, can you step back five? Back five, please. And then the next time, they're just like, bang, 50. I'm like, unless it's because they've warned Harley 30 times previously that night, there has to be
Maybe, I don't know.
inconsistency.
But I looked at that one and thought it was a lateral pass.
Yeah.
It was a short lateral pass. You knew where the mark was and you just ran straight over it. I maybe a tax or whatever, but I just think that was 50.
Mike, g'day, fellas. I was devastated to see in this week's mid-season draft that a young prospect I had my eye on went undrafted. While his Swan District's teammate Null has received the Lions' share of the limelight, Clay Myrtle has continued to rack up huge numbers in the background. I was pleased to hear he got a brief mention on Thursday's pod, but can't believe he was overlooked once again. He's a tall, long-limbed and vibrant player that spreads the ground well, does his best work in the wet and has every opportunity to bloom into a star.
Well, since
I think if he
Null
had the
refused
chance
to
to
turn
put down
up.
roots in Melbourne, Melbourne or Adelaide, he could become something special. Think a hybrid of Malcolm Rosas, Toby Pink, and the late Melbourne Demons legend Robbie Flower. One to keep an eye out for in the future. All your best, your loyal listener, Mike Rubenus. That was very good.
Well, that's the issue, is that Null didn't turn up, so he soiled Swan District Footy Club.
Good Clay Myrtle reference. Very good Clay Myrtle reference. How'd it go? Did you plant it?
Oh, mate, the crepe myrtle's out and about.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh.
Crepe myrtle?
Crepe.
I kept calling it clay.
Yeah. No,
What colour is it?
I think it would blossom into like a nice pink.
Ooh,
This is
nice.
Caleb. Is Shea Bolton the Gary Ablett Jr. of Carl Anthony Towns?
Oh,
That's
there we
very
go.
nice.
Yeah,
you
that's
can see it's
That'll work.
skinny.
No,
Yeah, it's got to grow.
It's got to
It's
grow,
girth on
so
that.
that'll go pink.
Caleb, is Shea Bolton the Gary Ablett Jr. of Carl Anthony Towns?
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Please, we don't
Rhino
talk
doesn't
about
want to hear about Carl.
we don't talk
Anthony
about Carl
Towns.
Anthony Towns.
Tony, is it okay to wear white trainers as a 40-something-year-old bloke?
Yes.
Yes.
This is in reference to me, obviously, wearing them on TV last
Oh
night.
no, we
was
did.
it?
On Sunday night.
We did say the former Sunday Rub host had some little shoes on.
Were they
Everyone
the-
was wearing sneakers.
Were they the real ones
but-
or the
but-
Temu ones?
No, they're the real ones.
But would you not?
They were my Nikes.
Would you not say that maybe like Nick Rewalt's probably?
Cooler?
He looks like a
but I
Bond
don't.
villain
But
every
even,
other week.
But even James Brayshaw was wearing sneakers.
I'd say Jim's cooler than you two.
Everyone can't be cooler.
I would say on that panel they are, wouldn't they? Who would you say you're cooler than?
Hodgie?
Nah.
No.
Hodgie's a different kind of cool.
He was using a nickname for you.
What was he saying?
What's the nickname that he calls you? He asked me about you, and I didn't know who he was talking about.
Talk?
Yeah, Tocker? What is that?
I can't tell you.
What is what does that mean? I asked him what was it. Why do you call him that? He goes, I actually don't know.
Yeah.
He knows. What is it?
I can't tell you.
If anyone knows.
Oh, come on,
It's
Tocker.
going back to the 11 years I had on the cocaine.
Because he didn't hear the tick-tock of the clock.
I'm going to find out. Todd, sup hard-ons. The salary cap floor for rebuilding teams is a problem. North in particular have had to overpay players just to reach the floor, which leaves less available to bring in free agents. And if managed poorly, it could lead to a good player leaving due to money being tied up in spuds. I've seen a suggestion online to help deal with this and get teams back up the ladder faster. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Remove the maximum list size. If a team is having trouble hitting the floor, rather than having to overpay a player, they can just bring in one or two more. This allows them to churn through more new players and hopefully find a hidden gem more easily.
I think there's too many AFL players as there is.
Yeah, look, I don't think that would
more
necessarily
lockers.
work. You're not going to find too many.
I like the idea that you might land one. I don't mind that.
well, you
but
hate the mid-season draft, though. Austin, enjoy that one, Rhino. Pacers Nation. Yeah, piss off.
I'm with you there. What about Halliburton thinking you'd won the MVP, walking forward, and Siakam's like, oh, this one, thanks.
Suck that. Riley, can we get Big Pepsi's A-graders to get us through the buys? Do it next week. We don't have time right now.
Let's do that next week.
Mitch, should gloves be allowed for wet games? Would it improve the quality of the game and the chances of scoring and create less spills and stoppages?
I don't think so.
I don't like it. Alex, should West Coast look at Sam Flanders? Right age, won't cost much. An opportunity for more mid-time.
I said that watching the game. I said Flanders is someone, because he would just go back to the midfield and have 30.
Yeah.
Good mates with Sarong, drafted from the same Gippsland
maybe
side.
he comes over. Mike, hey lads, love the podcast from Handorf in the Adelaide Hills. Just wanted to say that Null has the best laugh on radio. Fantastic. He's good. Very good. Blake, surely West Coast can play Bo Allen over Tom Cole for the rest of the year.
That was my only criticism from yesterday, is I don't think we need to see kids as subs.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, time for the conspiracy. Oh, yeah.
I like this.
Yeah,
like
I
the new
like
music?
this one. This is a
As we
step
know,
up.
last week's Teams pod went to seriously unusual areas, discussing flying out to players' 200s to celebrate by eating out their ass and long chats about myrtle trees. What was different about this pod? No Nick Wren. My conspiracy is that the weed gags, homeless person look, and stuffing up the intros is all acted by Nick. Nicholas is actually a straight shooting, seriously sharp operator that keeps Rhino and Big Pepsi on track. Do you know what? It was
Something
a bit
to that.
loose. It did get pretty loose.
It got loose.
It was one of the more loose.
Not
episodes.
deliberately.
No, it just happened. That way.
I think there was a void there and you stepped into it. And
It was like we spoke
thriving.
about Melbourne and St Kilda, and we said
Yeah.
I'm going to plant a tree.
Yeah, I think at some point I said we need Nick back.
Yeah, then we put it voted and we
Sort of the-
voted against it.
Oh,
It's like a chemistry experiment when you take something out.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
even though that thing you think is not
Correct.
helping,
It's
it actually
unstable.
is helping. You know, like they removed some small insect.
It is a
It
little-
turns out that insect was eating another insect that was stopping them from eating all the roses.
Stop
yeah,
it, stop
but
it,
even-
even they asked.
Even when when your kids and wife and stuff go down south or to Broome or whatever.
No,
And
we
I
don't
know-
know. We don't know
No,
that.
but I
No,
know
we- nobody else- yeah,
but I
you
know it's awesome. But you miss them the day one.
Yeah. Oh, so that was Nick?
So it was Nick.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
And then
right.
day 2 Swans.
So you think you're happy. This episode is brought to you by Woodside Energy, a proud major sponsor of the Fremantle Football Club, supporting local footy from grassroots to greatness.